Can we talk about Liver King?
Yeah, sure.
I know now this is like the 5th time that you're gonna.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, we had to roast you because like when
we had to.
What?
we had to roast him.
Because when Mr. Beast came on, like he did like 9 different podcasts.
Right.
2 days leading up to ours.
Right.
And then I knew you were coming on because like we scheduled this like a month ago or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And I DM'd you and I was like, oh, you got to come on. We've been waiting for this. And then like, you know, whatever it was 4 days ago or whatever, you were the one that broke the Liver King story. And I was like, oh, this will be fucking great. He's about to come on our show. And then in the 3 days leading up, you've been on like 9 podcasts now and all talked about the same thing. And I was like, God damn it.
I've only talked about it with Rogan and then Zach, who was in the video, and he helped me. He did the charlatan segment.
Yeah, I watched a little bit.
And then his roommate, Chris. So I was with them at the same time, and they're both in Austin. So it was just like a natural segue. So
Yeah.
So did someone reach out to you with the leaked blood work or whatever?
yeah, it's actually the coach of Liver King is, I guess he's talked about it now, is a friend of mine.
Got it.
So he was the one who did it?
Yeah, well, Liver King reached out to me, too, personally, to coach him. And then he also reached out to this other guy.
Oh.
I just never saw the email from him, personally.
Interesting. Dang. Do you think you would have done it had you known?
Well, if in the email there was disclosure about, I'm going to get you to help me to do all this shit.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Yeah.
So did the coach feel like conflicted about it? Is that why he...
Oh, yeah. For sure.
That's why he like exposed him?
Yeah, but a lot of the inherent issue with it was there was no disclosure in any of the communications about, hey, I'm going to take the help you provide to then aid my fraudulent mass scale like deception, essentially.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I don't know, kind of fucked up to put somebody in a position where you're forcing them to like aid and abet your thing. So the wild thing too was one of his, I guess somebody in his company emailed me and he was like, video content idea. You know, can we get on a Skype call? I want to talk about Brian Liver King's issue with processing HGH. This could be a good YouTube video. And to me, that was really weird because I guess maybe at that time they were planning on being open about his hormone use because this was still pre-inception of his brand. And I didn't see that email either. But it's like, it makes me wonder if I answered that email and I made a YouTube video about it like the guy said I could, then does he not have lied this whole time?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
So I don't know if it was like a last minute decision. He was on a podcast and then just decided.
Oh, I'm actually natty.
Yeah. Because once you make the statement, you know, I guess you can't go back on it. So I don't know if it was like a last minute audible he called. And he's, you know, no one's going to find out. Fuck it. I'll just say it.
I don't know much about him because I feel like every time I've seen him, I've just like rejected.
Same.
Like he's just such like I'm a meme.
Mm-hmm.
He's just such a perfect like formula for being fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Because he's such a character that I just hate that shit. So I just rejected it. Does he actually follow the shit that he says he does, or is it just like he's a complete fraud where it's like he doesn't do the 9 whatever ancestral tenets?
No, he follows it like,
but he just
fairly
also does
strictly.
a fuck ton of steroids. How much steroids was he on?
Well, again, we don't know for sure that if what he said in the email was actually what he was doing or not. So a lot of people interpret the stack as, oh, this is so much stuff. And it is on the surface, but the gear is actually not that, for a massive dude, it's not that insane. But there is a decent amount of stuff that is very much not HRT consistent. Like because again, I don't know if you've seen his apology video.
I watched a little bit of it.
I watched a couple minutes and I knew I was not going to appreciate anything he had to say because I was just zoning in on little details of the way he was saying things. It just had me laughing. Like when he comes out in the first 30 seconds and he's like, I fucked up. And like the way he says it, I just kept rewinding that. And I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be serious about this. Let me just get out of here and not even try to form an opinion. I'm not going to be like.
So you thought it was a bad apology?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
I thought the beginning was fine.
It was just the tangents after into
I
suicide.
thought that part was like, fuck, man. Like, you were doing good. Like, now you're kind of rewinding a little bit.
Something else that put me off in the beginning was, didn't he start it by saying, you know, when I made lots of money before all
that-
this.
Yeah. He was like, I was rich before.
That immediately, I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. Come
Was he?
on.
Because I've heard him say that before. I've heard him say
It was definitely, he had existing brands that were established, but these are niche products, like these organ meats that are desiccated, freeze-dried, put into capsules. It's not something at scale that is very like marketable, especially if you don't have a viral persona kind of putting it into the mainstream. It's very, very much somebody who knows what they're looking for going to find it. And the brand he had was very established and was successful. But to portray it in a way that the push of his brand had such a minimal influence on it, if not a negligible amount, as he suggests, like, you guys know how nonsensical that is.
Yeah. Well, that and
It's insulting almost to people who understand social media in any capacity.
Yeah. I guess that to me was the first thing that made it feel like, oh, this is going to be so disingenuous, like to just kind of lead with, well, I was rich before this.
Yeah.
Like almost to say like, I almost interpreted it as like, are you kind of saying like you didn't even need to be Liver King?
I think it was very much to portray it in a way like my intentions were so noble and it was not monetary incentivized.
Okay.
So if my businesses are as successful now as they were before and I was already rich, it's not me trying to get rich. It was that I was already rich. So I can see why it was portrayed in that way. I just don't think it hit because I don't think anyone believes him, really.
Mm-hmm.
How much money do you think he was making because of his persona?
I don't know, man. He has a bunch of different brands. Some of them I don't even think are publicly known, so it's tough to say. Yeah, like it's definitely in the tens of millions probably, but it's gross. I don't know what his net is, so it's just kind of speculation.
And I mean, like, how many people will stop buying his supplements now because of this?
I don't know. He's gained like 15,000 subs on YouTube since his apology.
I mean, he still works fucking hard, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
He subjects himself to like intense hard work.
Yeah.
And to get that physique, again, it's not like you could just take that stack and look anywhere near him.
Yeah.
Like he very much.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I
Derek.
gotta return some shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing that a lot of people do, unfortunately, and I think why a lot of people like to lie or downplay their use to is because immediately the layman who might, well, maybe not even the layman, but just people who don't understand in any capacity what this stuff can do or would do.
Yeah.
They think that you just inject shit, become Ronnie Coleman, which is not the case at all. Yeah,
you gotta bust your ass too.
Yeah, and eat like a
motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
So what are like the amount of gear that he's on right now, if it's true, like if you know what he's saying, that's the amount he's on. What are his odds of having a jammer?
Yeah.
in the next, like when do you think someone like that, like what's the capability to withstand that much gear? Like how long does it take for that to really affect you?
It depends, because again, like his diet, I don't necessarily think is the most conducive to avoiding atherosclerosis. So he could end up getting there faster because of the diet, not just the gear.
That's the heart.
Yeah, so you have like so much plaque buildup that you end up with the jammer, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Derek, you have to remember, we're dumb. We're not smart like you.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons the coach I know didn't work with him after was because he asked him to get further health screening and he didn't want to do it. So, so we don't actually know where he's at. But in general, if you're in your 40s, you're holding that much size, you're on shit that is not representative of therapeutic replacement, nothing about it is conducive to longevity, and certainly not ancestrally consistent either.
Yeah.
Like our ancestors weren't in the fucking caves.
Nobody was that big.
Where's the minstrel?
Yeah, dude. I think the grimmest part of it all is like the fact that he's trying to kind of salvage it a little bit, I guess, by this weird apology and stuff. It makes me sad in a way, because could this not have been maybe a wake-up call, and maybe he goes, damn, I fucked up, and maybe he can, I don't know, achieve some longevity. Maybe that motivates him to go, you know what, maybe this shit wasn't worth it. And he just comes out and he's like, yeah, I'm full of shit. And maybe he actually goes and gets that further health screening, but the fact that his reaction is to sort of be like, oh no, I did it for men's health. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
Is this dude gonna fucking croak in like 5 or 10 years?
I mean, it's an addiction, right? At that point.
Yeah. Like at
You get
this
addicted
point, especially now that it's out in the open, everyone knows it's very much simply for vanity purposes and for pushing your brand in a more viral way because you're this bigger than life persona.
Yeah.
Not because any of it is like, he's not a competitive bodybuilder. Yeah. He's not trying to achieve some performance outcomes that are necessary in sports. Yeah. So it's like at that point, you just like to be fucking yoked.
Yeah.
Essentially.
True.